So again, today is a collaboration. Today is bringing two different centers together, something I really enjoy and learning to enjoy to do. We're going to share the stage. She has her half, then I'll have my half. And I just want you to just take it in and take in each other. Take in the message. Take in the love that it took for you to come here to be together as community, a larger community. So I'm going to introduce the beloved. Do you like that?
I love it.
The beloved Michelle.
Yes.
Give her a hand.
I'm beloved. I love that. As well as you. You are beloved as well. So, good morning. Good morning to Om Center for Spiritual Living. Good morning to One Heart Center for Spiritual Living, whether you're online or in person. I'm just so glad we're connecting. It's so wonderful to see everybody. And I trust that whatever you hear or see or experience this morning will uplift, inspire, benefit your life in some way. I'm trusting that. So today's talk is, tell me something good. Tell me something good. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you something good. But first, I'd like to kind of clear the path, get rid of any of the debris that might be in the way of you hearing this something good from your heart, from what Joni was talking, Jody was talking about earlier about that divine wisdom. I want you to hear it from that place of inner wisdom and knowing from your God self. So, what am I saying? So we're going to say, because we're human beings, right? We all see everything, experience everything from our own personal perceptions, right? We have personalities, we have egos that have been shaped through years of our experiences from well-meaning parents and grandparents and teachers and spiritual institutions. You know, unless you've been living on a mountaintop somewhere, you've been enculturated by the media, by society at large, by the collective consciousness. And to really be able to hear this something good, I want us to have an open mind and to really be able to hear that. So I'd like you to take, if you will, if you feel comfortable, take a deep breath. And let's start here. Divine presence, reveal to me the truth about myself, no matter how beautiful it is. I want you to hear from there. You ready? You ready for the something good? All right, here it is. You are God. You are God. Now, I gotta say, as long as I've been doing that, this whole philosophy, it's still, there is just a little small part of me that kind of recoils when I hear that. What do you mean I'm God? Are you sure? And it's that good little Catholic girl in me. Actually, that's not true. I was never a good little Catholic girl. That was my sister. She was the good little Catholic girl. I was kind of more of a rebel, I was kind of in your face. That philosophy actually never really resonated with me. However, I have really come to honor it. I've come to honor my religious upbringing. It gave me a lot of gifts. So, but still, when I hear that, I kind of, go, really? Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure that I don't know how to build a universe. I don't know how to create a universe. I don't know how to keep the planets in orbit around the sun. I don't know how to pull the tide in. I don't know how to shoot a rocket into space. I can't do the math. I can't hold all that in my conscious human brain. But I am part of one life, one presence, and one power that can do the math, that is holding all of that within its infinite mind, the infinite field of potential. I am part of that. And so are all of you. We are God. This almost seems blasphemous. years ago, I saw Marianne Williamson speak, and she said something that has always stayed with me. She said, I've got to remember to stay near the microphone. I'm kind of a wiggler. I like to walk. Okay, good.
We can hear you.
I have a teacher voice. I can talk big.
You got it.
And she said something that always stuck with me. She said, if you have a piece of green cloth and you want to make something, it's going to be made out of green cloth. And I've always thought, yeah, that's right. So if there is only one life, and that life is God's life, and it is all that exists, if you want to create a universe, if you want to create a world, it's going to be made out of God stuff. And that's what we are. We are God stuff. I love the idea of a hologram. Those like little special photographs that look like they're 3D on the outside. And the beautiful thing about a hologram, I guess it's a hologram, not a holograph, is that you can cut it up into little tiny pieces, and each piece contains the entire image. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, called that multiplicity from unity. And that's what we are. Every expression of the divine that is here and on this physical plane contains within it the totality of God, not just a little piece. We're more than that. We are the totality of God right where we are. I love that. And I love what Ernest Holmes said about who we are in God. And I've been using this quote, so if you're from One Heart, One Mind, you've heard it for the last 2 weeks. But I don't really think we can say this quote often enough. Ernest Holmes said, I'm going to take a breath because I don't really want to hear it. In the inner sanctuary of our divine being, hidden perhaps from objective gaze, nestles the seed perfection. That's who we are. We're the seed perfection. I love that. You don't have to tell a carrot seed that it needs to grow into its carrot potential. You don't have to tell an acorn that it has to grow into its oak potential. It knows how to do that already. The potential is already within us. It just needs the environment to reveal that potential. And that's who we are. We have within us the potential of the divine to be revealed into physical form. How cool is that? Now that's something good. Right. So I'm going to tell you something else, something good. So because we are the totality of this one life of God. Within us is the seed potential. We share its nature. Not only are we the loving, infinite presence of this one life, we share its nature. We are the infinite creative ability of this one power and presence. That's who we are. We create all the time because we're God. We're infinite love. We're infinite creativity. We are individualized expressions of this whole. And in the science of mind philosophy, and we use the same metaphors over and over, but they're so good. We use the idea of the seed, soil, plant metaphor. And we use it because it so wonderfully illustrates the continuous motion and momentum and expression of life from the invisible into form. It always reminds me of that little piece of grass that finds its way through the crack in the cement. It's like life will find a way. It's like the audacity of life to express itself everywhere. So we have the seed, the idea of the seed within the mind of God, within the infinite mind of God, this invisible thing, this invisible life force. And then we have the soil, which is our consciousness. It could be individual or collective, that we tend, that we cultivate, that we nurture. And then it reveals itself as the plant. How cool is that? I love that idea. And that's what metaphysics is all about, right? It's the invisible idea making itself visible, revealing itself in form, saying, here I am, this is my nature, this is who I am. And it's not magic. Physical demonstration or manifestation is not magic. It's not making something from nothing. What it is we are working with natural spiritual principles and natural spiritual laws, or just laws in general, to translate one form of energy into another form of energy. An invisible energy into a visible energy. I mean, Einstein told us that everything is energy. He said that we can't create or destroy energy, but we can change its form. It just changes form. And that's all we're doing when we manifest, which means to make visible, or demonstrate something in our life. We're just creating the environment for the seed to produce or reveal the nature of whatever it is we've planted. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? That's another something good. And here's another something good, something that I really particularly like. It makes me feel comfortable, I guess I should say, is that we don't live in an isolated world. Everything's interwoven. Everything is together. You know, we all live and move and have our being in the one life of God. Nothing happens outside the circumference, the circle, the activity of the divine. We are woven into it. It's an integrated system. We're all living in it. I just find that really comforting, because here's the thing. Knowingly or unknowingly, what we believe ourselves to be is what we believe about God. Now, that's big, right? Yep. What we believe about ourselves is what we believe about God. The limitations and the lack that we put on ourselves are the limitations and lack that we put on God. Now, obviously, we can't limit God. That's not possible, but we can imagine we do. And we certainly can limit the good of God that we allow to be revealed through us. What we believe about ourselves is what we believe about God. Dang. Yeah.
I got changed of thinking, man.
I'm telling you. Okay, I'm going to tell a story. This is a story that I tell a lot, so I can feel the collective eye roll of my one heart, one mind people. But it's such a great story, and it's so illustrative. And I'm going to tell it. I'll tell an abbreviated version. How's that? So the story is from Greg Braden. I know everybody knows what I'm going to say. Greg Braden is author, teacher. Pretty in our circles, pretty well known. Anyway, in the 1990s, he lived in New Mexico. They were having a very severe drought in that area. And he had a friend that happened to be a Native American. And his Native American friend asked him one day, hey, you want to go up into the high desert with me, into this really sacred ancient place? It's so ancient that no one alive really knows even who built it at this point. And he says, sure, I want to go. Oh, he asked him, do you want to go with me and pray rain? Because they were having the drought, right? So he goes up, he says, sure. So they hike through the beautiful high desert. They finally come upon this ancient sacred place. His friend takes off his shoes, stands in the center of the circle, and he honors the ancestors, he honors the four directions, and then he moves into silent prayer. And he stands there for a few minutes, and Greg Braden's waiting. And then after a few minutes, he turns to Greg and he says, hey, I'm kind of hungry. You want to go get something to eat? And Braden says, well, I thought we were going to pray for rain. And he says, oh, no. We were never going to pray for rain. If we prayed for rain, it would never rain because we would be focused on the absence of the rain. He said, no. He said, I stood there and felt the rain hit my face and wash my body. I smelled the moist earth. I felt the mud squish through my toes because the earth had been so saturated and soaked with the rain. I held the energy of the consciousness of the rain. I was the rain. That's how we demonstrate. That's where that wonderful affirmation comes from. I am. That's powerful. We reveal the essence of God to the degree that we will embody it. We embody the prayer. I am rain. I am prosperity. I am vitality. I am love. I am wisdom. I am balance, harmony. All the things that are within the seed perfection within me. I am God. Everything that is needed for the seed to germinate and grow is contained within the seed. Everything. Everything that is needed for you to express the good, the life of God is within you. You are the seed perfection. All we have to do is create the environment in which it will germinate, become the energy, the consciousness of the seed. That's all we have to do. And it's not about obtaining something or getting possessions or becoming something out. It's about revealing who we already are. And my dear beloved friends, we are God. Thank you.
Wow. I was just sitting there going, God, she's God. Can I live up to that? It's funny because I'm thinking, how am I going to intertwine everything you're saying into what I'm going to say? Well, let me first say, when we first talked and then I started to create this talk, I wanted a picture of God. Imagine that. Picture of a God with his finger going, I want you. So I have a couple things, but I thought, well, I can't have an old man. I can have the two fingers. They're not touching. So instead I came up with something like this. God wants you to be all God wants you to be and to follow your heart. We have the tendency, I like people to raise their hands here, so you may have to do that. We have the tendency to do the thing that we think we're supposed to do opposed to following our heart. Anybody done that one? Done it. Maybe you're not doing it now. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about following your heart desires. Because when we are that perfect expression of God, which is what we really want to be doing, God backs us up. God says yes. So this is the quote that Jody gave us, which was, let me read it to you. Divine intelligence in me and guides me in each day. Divine intelligence. What that really means is that you're not alone. There's no place where God is not. It's in you, it's as you, it's through every single thing that you do. It's always there. I was watching my talk on my birthday, which is in February, and I went, I really got it, how God was moving through me. And I don't always do that. I watch my talks and go, oh, I could have done that differently. But it was like, it was a good talk. And I thought, well, I could show that one to somebody. But anyway. There are two things that happen to you when we really believe this truth. When we really believe it. Number one is you're happy and you're fulfilled. Happy and fulfilled. Now, that doesn't mean the job or the thing that you love to do doesn't have issues, because that's the additional growth. But the other thing is that God has your back to support you to fulfill your life purpose. We're not here just to hang out. We're here to do something on this planet. So I'm going to tell you a story about somebody I really admire. And she's a singer, like Lauren. She's as good as... I put Lauren in the same category as her. Not necessarily the story, but take it as you will. You may or may not recognize her, and that's okay, because that's not part of the story. But like many of us, this individual gave up her power to someone. She gave it up, really believing in somebody else, and then gave it up. How many of us have given up our power? Good, I'm not alone either. We give up our power, and because of that, she forgot her dreams, and then eventually she had to pay the price. You know what the price is? The price is coming back to ourselves, finding who we are, finding out what happened to us, finding out how do we get through this, understanding life in a different way. Now, it's important for you to know this because this is called, in my words, the divine journey of transformation. It's something we all have to do. Out there, they might call it a midlife crisis. But it's whatever name you want to call it. So I met this individual about 3.5 years ago, and I noticed when I was at a conference, and I noticed that she had lost her confidence in herself. And she wasn't sure. She kind of walked around. You know how you see people that just kind of walk around and, they're trying to find that footing. They're trying to find, who am I today? I have lost all that I have, but who am I today? And she's a singer now. I didn't really know she was a singer at the beginning, but I figured out she was a singer because people kept talking to her. And back then I was real shy about talking to singers and getting the really good ones to come because I thought, oh, they're so much better than me. I wasn't God back then. But at the end of the conference, we have a ceremony. Now maybe we have actually a couple ceremonies, but this one was, she had finally decided after about 4 or 5 days about being around all of us and the love that we were sharing with her and each other, is that we, at the conference at the end, we sing this song. And you're going to get to see her in a minute. And she decided she was going to sing with us. It makes me almost cry when I think about it. But we all are singing together. And then we hear this voice. And it's so pure. And it's so beautiful that we all stop singing and we just listen to her voice. And it was the first time she had sang in a very, very long time. But she was around her community like you. She was around her family who would love her no matter what things look like. And at that moment, and I get kind of touched by this, is that I cried a little bit for her because she found herself again. And she was not at the top level yet, but she was finding her way back. And that's all we have to do here. Now, I know that we're God, but we're also human. Is anybody human here? We're all human. And because we are all human, we have these things happen in our lives. And we have to share those. I do that all the time. I share all my woes with you because I want you to realize that we're just like each other. Just because I'm 6 inches higher here doesn't mean I'm any better. It just means I have experiences. I call them, as I said earlier, modern parables. We all have modern parables. And we need to share those so that we can all heal together and make this place a better place. Anyway, after all this happened, I went up to her and I said, "Where have you been? The world needs you." She was very shy. She was very shy. But she knew I was right. And so we started to talk. We didn't talk about her story. I still don't know her story, and I really don't need to know her story. But we started to talk about soul to soul. How much we appreciated her and how much she appreciated we were together. So I have a video of her, and we'll play maybe half of it. It's kind of long, but we'll play maybe half of it. I'll cue you, Martin, in a minute. But I want you to appreciate her story because her story is our story. Her story is the story that we all go through or have gone through or maybe will go through. But not just her story. I want you to listen to the words. Because the words are for all of us. We are God, but there's something you need to embody about that. Just like Michelle said, you have to embody that. We put the qualities of God on the wall so we don't forget. But you have to embody this. And so, Martin, I'm going to let you go ahead and you'll probably recognize this person. Yeah. And then I'll cue you when to lower it. I think you have to turn the volume up too. This is Marcy Baroche.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things.
She's singing to you. Close your eyes and just hear her.
Amazing, you will do amazing things. Feel free to sing along at any point. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is here in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Here we go. Amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. All the places you will go, and the people you will know. Don't worry when or where or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when we're out there having fun. So close your eyes and take a breath and, oh yeah, smile. Amazing, sing with us. Amazing.
Do you feel her? Yeah. See, the thing is, her spark, it's the same spark that's inside of each of you. But along life, we forget. And we lose our confidence. And yes, we have to find our way back. But we have to remember one thing in coming back. God only wants us to be the perfect expression in the world. In the world. Today I got a bracelet. It says Rev on it. It's from Olivia. She made these, I don't know, several months ago. And she remembered to bring me my bracelet back because it was a little tight. She's still doing bracelets, so if you want one. She'll be here after church. But your dad brings her here, and she's adorable. She's adorable. Ernest Holmes said this. He says, divine guidance is ours for the asking. The answer to any problem which can be confronted, that ever confronts us, already exists in the center of our being. I remember when I first came to Science of Mind and somebody said, well, it's inside of you. I said, what? It can't be inside. I don't have the answer. But they kept saying to me, you know the answer. You know the answer. And eventually I did find that answer. I had to do a lot of testing, but I found it. Anyway, the divine journey of transformation is all about coming back to ourselves, to the perfection of within you, to knowing that that's truly who you are, to be confident, and to be an example. I keep saying that. One of the things I teach here a lot is to take what you learn and give it away. When you give it away, you know what happens? That means you know it. That means you're looking for it. That means you're out there actively participating in life. But I have some things I want you to remember because, as I said earlier, what we do, what we learn, who we are, that perfection of God is that we're here to do something bigger than just exist on the planet. How many people are just existing? Don't raise your hand. Don't raise your hand. If you are, see a practitioner afterwards. We have one online also. But we have to be responsible for our actions. Critical. What we think, what we say, what we do. Because it has that ripple effect on life. So if you're in the midst of this and you're not sure which way to go, there's only one thing to do. Try and think, say, and do the same thing. If you can do those three things at one time, you're on the right track. But if your mind's saying no and you're spilling out some stuff on your mouth and you know what I mean, then you're not on track. Try and get back on track. See, I'm going to blend now what Michelle talked about, and that is that we are here as a creative force to guide and support the growth, here's the key here, the growth and the evolution of the universe of life. We're here to do something. Now, you're going, that sounds really big. I'm saying just do one thing a day. If you do one thing a day that improves the quality of life for anybody, including yourself, then you're doing the right thing. Don't make it hard. Just find one thing. I use the example here a lot, is going to the grocery store and seeing the mom that's got a distressed baby. I always go up to the baby and I talk to it. And I smile at it. And the mom looks at me like, God, thank you. One thing. That's it. It doesn't have to be hard. The thing is, when we tap into the oneness, this oneness of everything that's around us, we become a part of the creative force that's out there. So recognize that's what you're doing. How many teachers do I have had been a teacher in this room? A lot of you. You know what I'm talking about. You know when you see the glimmer in that child, there's something special about them. And you walk up to them and you go, it's okay. And they go, oh, all right, I can do that. That's our work. See, we're here to participate, in my opinion, at a higher level. Now, that doesn't mean you get to take off a day once in a while. Just do it with your family, okay? Don't do it with the world. No, I'm just kidding. That's what I do it with my family. Ooh. Anyway, they go, that's not the minister here. And I go, yeah, you're right. I'm off today. I'm human. I'm human. Yeah, see, even agreed. I love it. But we need to create a better life, a better world, and a better connection. So I have some things for you to think, but well, I have a quote here. I have a lot to give. I'm gonna slow this down. Oh no, actually I'm almost done. I already gave you all of it. See, I knew we were gonna go over, so I had to. But the thing is, when we do this, we change our lives and we change other people. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Leave that as your legacy, that you know you've helped or supported or changed somebody for the good. That's all we need to do. If we've done that, then we can just take the rest of the day off, right? I might skip that quote. But I do want to give you this one. You mentioned Einstein. Einstein was really smart. He could do the math, but he also gave us the clue, which I think most of us have forgotten. Don't forget this ever. I've been using all that. When the solution is simple, God is answering. Isn't that incredible? God is answering. It's already done. And when you know that, just know you've arrived. But there's one part about the arrival. Celebrate it. So that you remember it along the way. We tend to go, yeah, that's great, and then move on to the next thing. Stop. Celebrate the answer. Celebrate God. Celebrate you. You deserve that. So, what I do to end the service here is I usually do a prayer. And so I'm going to ask Michelle to come up and do it with me. Oh, okay. Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah, I do the same thing.
Do you? Oh, good. See, we didn't even know that.
Great minds.
Great minds. We're God. Oh, well, hold on.
Yeah.
I got to give you a mic.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you want me to start it? Or you want to
Yeah, start.
I'll start it?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll give a little in-between stuff, and
Yeah.
you can finish it out.
Works for me.
Okay, you ready to pray?
In between stuff. I love that.
I'm good at this, too. You
Yeah.
know? I do this with her all the time.
She is good at this.
All right, so let's close our eyes, taking in that deep breath of one. That powerful presence is everywhere, ever present at every moment. We've been told we are God today, so take that in. Take in that you're amazing, and that Spirit moves through you. And so as I know this truth of the divine being everywhere, ever present, I know that I'm one with that. I know that everyone here is one with that essence. Everyone online, Michelle even, is one with the divine. And so I know, except today, that we take this message out into the world, we give it away, and we remind ourselves that we're here to be that expression of love, of perfection in the world. And I pass the light.
So from this place of deep connection, I resonate with. I speak my word for and about each and every person in this room and each and every person that is not, that we resonate with those seeds, perfection that is our inherent nature, that we resonate with it, we live it, we are love, we are joy, we are prosperity, we are vitality and health, we are connection, we are our wholeness, and we reveal that through us. God reveals it through us because it is our nature into the world around us. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And that gratitude opens us up even wider to receive. So I sit in that. I know all is well. I am so grateful. And together we signify our agreement by saying, and so it is.
Amen. Good job.